Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Game 4 now of the Samurai Final, or the Ninja Finals, excuse me, the Platinum League Finals on Metalopolis in the same spawn positions, actually, that they had on Game 1. So this could be a very interesting game.
Yes, this time the same spawning positions, except a little bit flip-flopped. mikecookie now here over in the 3 o'clock position as the red Zerg, and in the 12 o'clock position at red as the blue Zerg is SCSaampson. Looks like those overlords gonna cross each other in the typical Zerg manner, giving each other a little bit of a high five there, saying hi. Gonna know exactly where the other player is at this point. So we've seen some really good games from these two players so far. This is Game 4, as you said. mikecookie is up in this series 2-1. SCSaampson taking the last game on Jungle Basin. And earlier in the series, mikecookie had a very good game against SCSaampson on Metalopolis. So it looks like he's picked it again. He must like this map. He must be feeling good about his chances today.
Yeah, and I'm just going to call this out before it actually happens. I'm betting 11 pool out of mikecookie, like the other 3 games, and a gas first 14 pool out of Samson, like he has every other game as well. I'm just predicting this because it's what's happened every game.
So
but
far,
I just want to see if it happens.
Looks like the 11 pool has gone down for mikecookie. Again, I think that's just to protect against any sort of early cheese coming out of SCSaampson, which we haven't seen in this series yet at all. But interestingly enough, a 14 pool going down for SCSaampson, and then a
Samson betrayed me.
Then a 13 extractor. That's not a hatchery. You don't build those on Vespian geysers. Silly meme. Go ahead.
Okay, fine. I will continue then. Samson has betrayed me. I don't know. I'm kind of out of shock. 3 games in a row, he did gas first in the pool. Got him some speed leans nice and fast, did some pressure, and now I'm kind of at a loss that he didn't do it this game. I feel like I don't know what's going on anymore.
Definitely very interesting. Of course, as Zerg, if you get that extractor first and immediately start mining out of it, then after your pool finishes, you have just enough gas to get the Zergling speed. Of course, getting Zergling speed early in this matchup, a very important thing, just because in the early game, if you do a lot of Zergling pressure, you get a lot of Zergling on Zergling action, and of course the ones that have speed are going to be able to form a better concave, going to be able to get those first hits off, and just, in the end, going to be able to do much better in any battle that comes around.
Yep, and it does look like we have the same. Actually, mikecookie doing the exact same build he did on this in map one. Yeah, with the 11 pool into 18 hatch. It looks like I don't know. It's his Metalopolis build apparently.
This time again, trying to build a spine crawler in the base of SCSaampson. Last game, SCSaampson mistakenly let that spine crawler finish. Of course, it didn't do a lot of damage. It looks like these Zerglings are going to be enough to drive that drone away. That drone, of course, only having a measly 6 health points.
But it is going to get away.
It is going to get away. Looks like it's rallied all the way around the map just to escape those Zerglings. Of course, Zerglings are just about as fast as a worker off creep before they get speed.
Yeah, so it takes basically the running around of the entire map before the Zerglings can catch up enough times to finally kill a drone.
And now a hatchery also going down for SCSaampson after the pool and the extractor. Looks like Samson's pulled the drones off of the extractor. A lot of Zergs will do this. They'll get just enough gas to research speed, and then they'll pull those drones back off of the gas and put them all in minerals so that they can get an expansion up very quickly after speed goes down.
We do have a very early double gas out of mikecookie, which I'm going to assume is going to mean a very fast layer tech, but I have no idea what this guy is doing. He does very interesting openers, so I'm very curious to see what he's going to do with a very, very early double gas out of Zerg.
Of course, a very good strategy when you get double gas is to only put 2 workers in each gas, of course, thereby not getting enough gas quickly enough to do anything with it.
Yeah, that is one way to make sure that you don't have a problem with your double gassing. He is not fully saturating there, so basically he is mining from 1 gas.
A little unfortunate mistake by mikecookie there.
And we do have speed just finishing for SCSaampson, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a bunch of Zerglings build right now and him go try and do a little push to see if he can harass that expansion and not let it go up freely.
Looks like 6 more Zerglings did just pop out, and now another queen on the way for SCSaampson. Going to be able to scoot over there down to that natural and try to vomit some more larvae.
Look at this very interesting wall-off by mikecookie. I'm not sure if you have any thoughts on it, Raj, but a very interesting wall-off with a hatchery and an Evo chamber.
It is a very interesting decision. I don't know if I agree with the Evo chamber placement, as there is a spine crawler there already, but the hatchery there I can understand because, especially against Terran, these Zerglings just going to be able to sneak right up into the base and kill.
It looks like another queen is going to die. Looks like Samson is getting back at Mike Cookie for last game, who killed every single queen he had multiple times.
It's true. The Zerglings just barely escaping with their life, however. A lot of times you'll see Terran versus Zerg, you'll see a Zergling, you'll see the Zerg player plop down a hatchery right here just to help a little bit with Hellion run-bys, and maybe the same sort of mentality is coming out here because Mike Cookie now knows that SCSaampson does have speed up. He might just be trying to limit the potential for Zergling run-bys. Of course, that does make it vulnerable. If you get a few roaches here around the outside, getting a good concave, that hatchery is going to be very vulnerable against some of the more ranged units, especially with the placement of that spine crawler all the way back behind the Evo chamber.
Also, I was just thinking, looking at this, if he moved his queen up and held position, he could wall it off completely to where the Zerglings would have to go all the way around the actual hatchery that they're mining into, creating a huge time difference. But it does look like he's going to go Spire. Oh, no, this is Samson who's throwing down a Spire. And it looks like Mike Cookie is going to go a lot roach-heavy build because he already has one attack upgrading for those roaches, which is a very good upgrade for the roaches. They get a 2 damage upgrade, which is huge for that upgrade right there, just waiting that little bit of time.
Definitely. Now, building a lot of roaches, getting a little bit supply block. Don't forget to build those overlords, the 3 overlords on the way for Mike Cookie. His saturation is natural, not as good as it could be, but of course SCSaampson not fully saturated at the natural either, grabbing both of those gas at the natural very quickly. Of course, as you're building that Spire, you need as much gas as you can possibly afford.
Yeah, going for that early Spire, which Samson seems to be favoring. I think he is on third on a Spire now in the last 3 games. He wants that gas so bad for those mutas, though. He has 4 in one of those geysers. He definitely wants to get that gas as fast as possible.
Oh no, I see what you're talking about. The deadly 4 people in gas. Again, it looks like Mike Cookie had pulled a few guys off gas. Now he's just resaturating the gas at his main. Not sure what sort of tech we're going to be seeing from Mike Cookie. Just taking another extractor at his natural. Looks like he's building just a lot of roaches. Not a lot of queens, though. I wonder if he's seen the Spire yet. The Spire is now finished and researching +1 weapons upgrade for those flyer attacks.
And Mike Cookie actually has no idea about this Spire. With 8 mutas building right now, if Mike Cookie doesn't do something very soon, he's going to be in trouble. With the Hydralisk Den just starting, these 8 mutas are going to be able to go do lots of damage if Samson goes and pressures right now.
Definitely, especially if those Mutalisks are able to sneak in the back here and even snipe off that Hydralisk Den. Just sitting out here in this safe spot out in the open to the right of that base could be a possibility.
Oh yeah, it's a very good spot for the mutas to be able to pick off a building. I mean, a queen can get in there, but apart from that, you can't fit a whole lot of units back there. Not necessarily the best placement versus mutas. You don't want to put stuff near the cliff if you're afraid of air units.
Definitely. It looks like these Mutalisks just patrolling around, just trying to kill off as many overlords as they can, trying to supply block Mike Cookie. But it doesn't look like Mike Cookie's going to fall for it. He is going to have to be forced to build a few more overlords, and now a spore crawler popping out the main, and another queen also coming out. So it looks like Mike Cookie's going to be very prepared for this, and the spore crawler also already completed at the natural.
I'd like to see Mike Cookie pull back these overlords, though, because he has them sending all over the map, and that's just easy picking for the mutas. Once those mutas are out, those overlords they cannot fly wherever you want them to. It doesn't work that way anymore. Sniping the spore crawler before it finishes forces the cancel on it, but 2 queens and hydras show up and quickly chase those mutas away.
Definitely, now the Hydra Den is out, going to be able to put some pressure back on those Mutalisks. And 10 Hydras now in production for Mike Cookie. Also, +1 Carapace upgrade. Very interesting choice. Going to reduce the damage, especially from those bounces on those Mutalisks' attacks. Going to really be effective in keeping the bulk of your army alive.
Yeah, it's definitely an upgrade you would favor over the damage if you're going up against Mutalisks. Because Mutalisks, even though it only says they have 1 attack that does 10 damage, they technically have 3. And every time you have that armor, that's 3 damage that was taken off instead of 1, actually. So it's very, very effective to get those armor upgrades against Mutalisks.
Definitely. Now a lot of Hydra out on the field. Doesn't look like Mike Cookie's going to make the same mistake he did last time, where he didn't have enough Hydra quite to deal with the Mutalisk's number. Now he's looking to get a very good Roach Hydra mix with a few more Hydras this time. Although we'll just have to see how it turns out. Looks like SCSaampson now taking his third. The mobility that those Mutalisks afford him, definitely enjoying that. Also getting +2 flyer upgrades and also level 1 melee attacks. So probably looking to do a push here as soon as +2 finishes. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some heavy aggression here in just a little bit.
I would expect the exact same thing. As soon as this level 2 attack's almost done, I'd like to see a huge... Oh,